for some of you to see an outline and to organize linearly, to organize your information that way. And it's a good skill to learn, but it's not the only way to organize your information. And if your brain doesn't work that way, I want to show you another way to do it. So could you open up if you have a school-issued laptop, or if you know you have MindNode on your own laptop, open it up and go into the Finder and go into your applications. And look for MindNode. You can search for it. Open it up. So this is what it looks like from the beginning. It's just like when I make my web on the wall, or on the whiteboard, okay? So, who remembers what I'm actually asking you to brainstorm in class today? Andy?
Attributes of
Yes. Attributes of editorials. So everybody, we're going to type that in the middle, right here, where it says mind map. We're going to type attributes of editorials. Okay, so that's the center, and everything that we brainstorm has to do with that. Now we're going to make our first node. Click on the plus sign and drag it. New node. Let me ask you this. Has anybody yet noticed a commonality among the editorials they're reading? Can you make a generalization? Do you feel like you might be able to generalize about something editorials probably have in common? Talia? Bias. Okay. So editorials have bias. What's bias, Talia?
When they're more for something. They can be against something or with something.
Can you pick a different word than something?
Then the idea.
Okay, so they could support an idea, or they could be against an idea or an opinion of an event, but they are not neutral, right? Not?
They always have an opinion.
There's always an opinion. And the opinion is known, right? Unlike other newspaper articles where they're supposed to leave the opinion out. So editorials have bias. Now let's say give me another attribute, another commonality that you're noticing about editorials. They're information. That means they're nonfiction, right? So you hover over the central hub, there's another plus sign, drag it over here. Look, it gives you automatically a new color. So for you visual learners, it will color code for you. This one is nonfiction. So editorials are nonfiction. Now, give me something else that you've noticed. Anything. Well, let's say off of nonfiction, have you read any editorials that are about the issue of slavery in the United States? Aha! What is it?
Up to date.
They're up to date, they're recent. So from nonfiction, I want to make sure I clarify that it's not nonfiction about history. So I'm going to click this little plus sign by nonfiction, and I'm going to bring down another node or another branch and say that it's current issues. Okay? I'll maybe want to add another one here to the nonfiction side, so I'll make another branch here and say that they are issues that are debatable. There are sides to these nonfiction topics. It's not just facts, because facts are not debatable. These are debatable. Okay, editorial, ooh, I can't spell. Help. Yeah, okay. So they're also debatable. I'm not going to go any further because I'm not going to keep giving you answers for attributes because I want you to discover them. It's more fun when you discover them on your own. But this shows you how MindNode will help you organize and chunk the information you're finding in a different way than outlining notes. If I find another attribute, I can bring it down here. And if I find 3 things that have to do with that node, I can branch it off like that. So you can see that they are all related, and these 3 things are all smaller, specific examples of this thing, which is an attribute. So if you think that your brain understands information better, if it's visually spread out like this, you like the color coding, you like the web organization, as opposed to the outline and the bullet points, that's up to you. I'm trying to give you a couple different tools, and then you can choose whichever ones you want to use. But one thing you have to remember with MindNode is that you have to save it, unlike a Google Doc. So you come up to File, Save As, and then save it as Attributes of an Editorial. Makes sense to me? Okay, so for the next half hour, I want you to go to the class website's editorial page. I've added several new editorials. There's some new topics, and there's some new ones up under the USA Today at the top. Read as many as you can, and I'm going to remind you throughout the half hour to keep thinking about attributes. Are you noticing any commonalities, anything that is generalizable across editorials? Questions before you start that? I mean,